morning, I'm Vanessa, and welcome to Newscast 9. Today we will be talking about women in society. We're going to be going over women's contributions to society, roadblocks, and why aid programs should take into account women's rights and equal opportunities. We're going to start off with Megan with sports.
Thank you, Vanessa. Looking back on some previous seasons, we would like to honor some MVPs. Our MVPs in the politics section include Indira Gandhi, who was the first Prime Minister in India, and Benazir Bhutto, who was the first Prime Minister in a Muslim country. And we'd like to honor some MVPs in the STEM area. We'd like to honor Rosalind Franklin, whose work with DNA helped shape what scientists know today, and Marie Curie, who is the only woman in history who has 2 Nobel Peace Prizes. Unfortunately, we have some players in the hot seat right now. Patty Hearst is in the hot seat for crimes with the Symbionese Liberation Army, which she was inducted into. And we also have Lizzie Borden, who was tried and acquitted for the brutal murders of her father and stepmother. Predicting the future outcomes of the games, statistically, we have seen women on a rise. Education and breaking the patriarchy have been helping women and their team boost their way up in the stats. Back to you, Vanessa.
Thank you, Megan, and now we're moving on to weather with Amy.
Thank you, Vanessa. So starting over here in Asia, the drought is going to continue throughout the week. Over here, the patriarchy is deeply entangled in the culture. And in China, one roadblock is the one-child policy, which has resulted in female infanticide and a skewed gender ratio, and it stems from patriarchal society valuing boys over girls. So over here in the Middle East, it's going to be cloudy all week. And over here, the schools are usually several miles away for many people. So girls who walk to school are subject to harassment from men due to their deviation from the cultural norms, mostly in the rural societies. In larger cities like Kabul in Afghanistan, some laws exist to help protect women against violence. However, it is hard to enforce this law outside of the larger cities due to lack of resources. So moving on over here to Latin America, there's going to be some light showers with some lightning storms. Over here, women have limited access to healthcare and reproductive rights. And in Mexico, the laws do not properly protect women's rights against domestic or sexual violence. And finally, up here in North America, it's going to be mostly sunny with some pockets of rain. Here, women still face obstacles and roadblocks, although not as severe. There is some discrimination of women in the workplace. In the United States, the stereotyping actually results in a glass ceiling effect, which makes it more difficult for them to advance in their careers than men. And that's all for the weather. Back to you, Vanessa.
Now we're going to take a look at the stock market with Ruth.
Thank you, Vanessa. As you can see, there are several things impacting the stock of women at the moment. For example, a 1% increase in women's education has a 0.3 increase in GDP and a 0.2 increase in GDP growth rate. Also increasing women's stock is the societal benefits of education, which include lower maternal mortality rates, lower infant mortality rates, and higher education rates for their children. Educating women can also help a community because they are more likely to be civically active, take on leadership roles, and reduce population growth pressures and climate change pressures. Institutions are also more likely to be representative as women empower themselves and take greater control in the domestic and economic sphere. As you can see, an educated girl does not just impact herself, but reduces the poverty level for her and her family, as well as improve development outcomes. Because who runs the world? Girls.
I turn now to Sarah in the studio, who will be interviewing an aid worker, and they'll be going over programs that are helping women's rights.
Thank you, Vanessa. Today I will be interviewing Arthi, an aid worker. So Arthi, why should aid programs take into account women's rights and equal opportunities?
Empowered women and girls contribute to the health and productivity of their families and communities, which creates a ripple effect that benefits everyone. Countries with greater gender equality are more prosperous and competitive.
So, what are the economic benefits in investing in women's education?
An extra year of secondary school can increase girls' future earnings by 10 to 20%. Additionally, countries that invest in girls' education have lower maternal and infant deaths, lower rates of HIV and AIDS, and better child nutrition.
That's interesting. So does educating them have civil benefits as well?
When women participate in civil society and politics, governments are more open, democratic, and responsive to citizens. If women are at the negotiating table, peace agreements are more inclusive and durable.
That's awesome. So my final question, what does your organization do to help further gender equality and women's empowerment?
The Malala Fund advocates for resources and policy changes at the local, national, and international levels to ensure that all girls complete 12 years of schooling. Malala herself became a global advocate for the millions of girls being denied formal education because of social, economic, and political factors. She was an outspoken advocate that was targeted by the Taliban in 2012, and she survived and continued to advocate for education.
Thanks, Arti, for joining us today. Back to you, Vanessa.
And that is the news for today. Tune in tomorrow and every day for daily updates. I hope you have a great day.